I'm Gabriella and welcome to The Good Life. Becoming a mother is said to be one of the most special moments in a woman's life. A year after I got married, I was blessed to discover that I'm expecting a baby girl. On this new journey, I'd like to share some of my experiences with you. In these special episodes of The Good Life, we'll feature amazing spa treatments and safe exercises for pregnant women. I'll also scout the city for great restaurants to see which type of food I can still enjoy. We'll meet inspiring moms who balance success with motherhood, and of course, we'll feature great tips on how pregnant women can stay fit and fabulous. I'm feeling good. In today's episode, I'll try out a pregnancy massage at the Delamere Day Spa. I have some tips for first-time moms like me as well. And I'll also drop by at the SoHo grill to cook up some iron-rich steaks, and later on, designer Angela Missoni will talk about fashion and family. I cook at home a lot, but I also love eating out at Dubai's many wonderful restaurants. When I learned I was pregnant, I became more careful about choosing where to go or what dish to order. I dropped by at SoHo Grill Dubai to see what dishes I can still enjoy. We're here at SoHo Grill Dubai with Chef David, and we're going to prepare two dishes today. A juicy steak, but before that, a healthy salad.
We're going to make a Cobb salad today, and it's really very simple. It's all about key elements, and it's all about healthy as we can, okay?
That sounds good.
So what we're going to start with is dressing. Now you can prepare this the night before, which is really easy to do. What we're going to use today is a sweet paprika, as you can see there, yeah? Sweet paprika is just going to add a real flavor to it, but it's not going to make it over spicy. So it's not going to affect the overall taste of the dish. Okay?
It also makes it a bit sweeter.
Sweeter as well, but we're going to add honey for a real bang of sweetness.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're also going to put some mayonnaise. Okay, obviously low fat mayonnaise.
Of course. What else?
What else? And then we're going to have some creme fraiche as well. First of all, so if you're going to help me out here today.
Sure.
Okay, so if you just take the whisk. Okay, first of all, got to mention there, we're also going to add a vinegar. Now this is a muscatel vinegar.
Okay. What kind of vinegar is that?
It's a Spanish vinegar, and it's not like white wine vinegar where it's very harsh. You know, this is a sweet background note to your dressing.
Okay.
Okay. So just a little bit of vinegar in first.
So that's about what,
this is about 35 milliliters.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is about 2 tablespoons.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're just going to take a little touch of paprika. We're talking about 2 grams. Okay.
Okay.
Straight in like that.
All right.
Okay.
Is the order important as well?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not with this dressing, not at all. You can do it in any order you feel. I always do it this way, is because that we're just going to whisk the paprika in first.
Okay.
But if you want, you can do it in any order you want. Okay. So in goes the creme fraiche, just a nice couple tablespoons of that. Okay.
Seems like a very healthy and light salad dressing.
Well, yeah, because you know. We're trying to fill you up as well. We don't want salads, you know, because I feel that some salads, they don't ever fill you up.
Yeah,
you know?
it's true.
So we're trying to make it bulky without adding in all the fat. Okay, so 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise. Okay.
Is this homemade mayonnaise?
No, this is not homemade mayonnaise, but you can use, because for pregnant women, it's best not to. So 1/2 tablespoon of mustard.
Okay.
So then we're just gonna add in a bit of honey.
And this is obviously so much more nutritious than just adding sugar.
Adding sugar, no. Never add sugar into this as well. Okay, then we're going to use a little bit of molten sea salt. Okay.
This is also much healthier.
Yeah,
or
than
better
ionized salt, okay?
Table
Because
salt,
this is natural, okay? This is 100% natural. Okay, so then we add in just a little bit of salt, just sprinkle that in. And then you have to just taste a little bit. So.
Oh, wow.
So it just needs a little bit more.
I like it. I didn't expect it to be like a nice mix of sour and sweet.
And just a little bit more mayonnaise, because it's a little bit strong on the vinegar side.
Okay.
Okay, so then just give it a little whisk. And this is also the consistency, as you can see, is just coming up to a nice, to coat the leaves, yeah?
It's perfect. You know, when you're pregnant, you develop cravings sometimes.
Absolutely.
So my craving
well, I
right
can't
now
say so
is-
myself, but yeah.
Maybe you've heard this.
I have.
My craving at the moment is everything sour.
Okay.
So this is really hitting the spot perfectly.
Excellent. Then we're going to use romaine lettuce.
Yeah.
You can also use baby jam in this if you so desire, but I like to use the romaine because it has a nice crunch to it, okay?
course,
And
yeah.
it's a nice big, and visually as well, when you're presenting the dish, it really adds that height and depth to your salad, okay?
Especially if you're going to add the avocado later on, I think it's a nice, you know,
Absolutely.
it complements each other for sure.
Absolutely. So then you just get the 6 leaves in there, okay?
Okay.
So
So
then
would you say is this a portion for one person?
this is a portion for one person, yeah. But you can also do this obviously family size, where you just triple the amount and you
Yeah.
can do it on a nice big platter.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So everybody put it in the middle of the table and everybody just tastes a little bit of that.
For me,
Okay.
a salad is such an essential part of any meal. Like
Absolutely.
I just need my greens and my veggies, and I also make sure when I prepare it at home that I add as many colors as possible.
Of
like
course.
I'll have pepper, tomatoes, and then the green salad, and I think you can really ensure that you get all the nutritional benefits from it.
Of course, you know, and that's what we try to do at SoHo, you know. It's all about taking, you know, because Cobb salad is a classic American salad.
Yeah.
But what we've done is, what we like to do at SoHo is to, you know, create our own twist on it. Do something a
Sure.
little bit different with it, you know?
Yeah, I've had Cobb salads before, but this dressing is so unique.
So next we're just going to assemble our salad, okay? So we have 2 types of cheese here.
Yes.
Now this is what we serve at SoHo, okay? Is the blue cheese.
Right.
Because it adds a real different flavor into that salad. It breaks up the sweetness, but it
Yeah.
also, blue cheese, avocado goes really well together.
Of course.
But for pregnant ladies,
I think there's a danger of listeria. If
listeria
you
with
eat
this
Yeah.
is because it's a mold. Because
Yeah,
blue
it's a-
cheese is naturally, that's how it develops its flavor. It's a mold. And obviously, pregnant woman is not a good idea.
Yeah,
okay?
I think we're just more sensitive during this time. Like our immune system might be a little bit weaker than normal.
Of course. So we're
Okay,
just going to
so-
sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan into it.
That's a good replacement.
Good
for it.
replacement
Yeah.
with it because it's still rich in flavor.
Okay.
And then we're just going to add a little touch of sea salt, the Malden sea salt. When you're doing this, just make sure that the leaves are well coated because there's
Okay.
nothing worse than having leaves that you eat through the bottom and they're underdressed or underseasoned
True.
at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we just start to build the salad. So we've got
Okay.
some croutons here. Now we
Yeah.
just oven bake these with a little bit of garlic and olive oil
Nice.
to really keep that low fat
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
So it's healthy. It's not like fried. Or
It's not
anything.
fried, no fried at all. No
Okay.
fried in the salad,
Yeah.
you know? Just add in the avocado. So
Oh,
as you
I
can
love
see,
avocado. It's just so creamy and nice. I sometimes can't believe it's actually healthy because it just tastes so delicious.
so we just start, that's our first layer. And then we
Okay.
get our chicken, this chicken we just marinate. We just marinate in thyme, olive oil,
Yes.
and then we just leave it overnight so we get a really nice flavor. And
Okay.
then we just grill it. So no pan fried and no extra oil on it. Straight out of the marinade onto the grill. We just put 3 pieces on the bottom.
If you wanted to use a different type of protein, would seafood work as well? Like
Absolutely.
shrimps
You can use
or
prawn.
prawns? Yeah.
Prawn is very good for this as well. You can also use beef, but beef is, we find, is a little bit too heavy
Yeah.
for this dish, but I would recommend, but you can also flake down fish. We're just going to put a little bit of beef bacon. Okay, we just obviously remove any of the fat.
Wow, this looks delicious. I can't wait to try it. But before that, we're gonna prepare steaks. Right?
Yeah. What we're going to bring out now is a stone grilled steak, okay? And the real advantage of a stone grilled steak is that, one, it's all natural, okay? The heat is natural, there's no gas or any other element involved. And the other thing about it is that it seals in all the flavor without having to use fats. So it's
Amazing.
really healthy for you, okay? So you seal on the flat, you get the texture still, and you seal in all the flavor, okay?
Oh my
So we're gonna
gosh.
we're gonna do it 2 ways because obviously pregnant women need to eat it well done.
Right. Wow, so this is the highlight basically of the show, I think.
Absolutely.
We have this hot stone with a steak on top of it.
Yeah, well here we've got
Amazing.
we've got a New Zealand fillet here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is 120-day aged silver fern. You know, the 120-day aged, it just makes it sure that it's really nice and tender. Yeah. Okay.
Is this organic?
absolutely, 100%. We get this from New Zealand. Okay.
That's very important, I think, especially when you're pregnant. You want to know where your meat comes from. You want to know where anything comes from that you put in your body.
Yeah,
Generally,
exactly.
you should.
You know, even when you're not pregnant, I think
You're
it's
right.
important to know exactly. I always like to know exactly where my meat comes from.
Yeah.
With the stone, it's really very simple, okay?
Right.
The advantageous thing with the stone is that there's no fat. There's no fat on the stone, so obviously it's very healthy for you.
But then won't it stick on the stone?
Well, that's why we put just a little bit of salt on the bottom,
Okay.
yeah, to help it from not sticking on the stone, okay? So we don't season the meat at
Yeah.
all because obviously we put the salt on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
And then how long would it take for this to become well done? Because as a pregnant person, you're not allowed to eat raw or medium meat.
Of course. So with the fillet, this stone lasts for 45 minutes.
Okay.
And so with that, if you just grab your knife and fork. So
Yeah.
obviously I always eat my beef medium rare.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would just cut a little bit so you just take your knife and you just cut a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, and then you place the bigger piece and you just flip it around. Now you can see the way it's sealed. See the lovely color on it there?
Yes.
It's sealed very perfectly.
Okay. And you want that to keep the juices in,
You want
right?
that to keep all the juices in because the juice is tender. But it's a wee bit of a big piece there. But
So then I turn it
so,
around like
and then
this.
you just turn it around like that. So then what you do is you just cut it a little bit finer than that because you want it well cooked, okay?
Okay.
All right, so then you just leave it. And so you're basically just grilling it yourself, okay?
Oh, this is so much fun, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great thing to do with your friends.
For
when
your
you're
friends.
out together.
You know, and so you just cut it and then you just leave it for about 30 seconds, you know. We always like to serve it with steamed vegetables and then we use Idaho mash with it, you know,
Okay.
which is just with sour cream and a little bit of butter, a bit of
Okay.
touch, but just for flavor.
All
so
right.
it's not saturated in it.
No, it's
okay?
not swimming in butter.
Yeah, and then we always serve it with either a peppercorn or a blue cheese sauce, depending on your personal preference.
A lot of women are concerned about eating red meat when they're pregnant, but it's actually really good for you because it contains so much iron.
So much iron, so
And
much protein.
Iron is so important.
It's
for
very important for the
Yeah,
baby, you
yeah,
know.
exactly.
It's very important for when at any stage of the pregnancy, you know.
It just helps the blood carry the oxygen in your body and to
Through
your
the
baby.
so it gives you good
that's really
circulation all the
important.
way around.
How hot is this stone?
It comes up to 500 degrees.
Oh goodness. So
it's
how long do
very
you
hot,
have it
so
in
don't
the
touch
oven
it.
for?
Well, it actually takes, once you take it out and use it for 45 minutes,
Yeah.
it takes another 12 hours to reheat.
Really?
Yeah. We have special
Okay.
ovens for this.
I guess you have to be extra cautious when you're pregnant and you want it to be well done. Is there any sign where you can tell, okay, I think this is done?
Well, as soon as it, see the amount of juice that's coming out there, and if you look in the middle there now, there's no blood, yeah?
Okay.
So you're just gonna little pieces now, but there's no blood, yeah?
So I discussed with my doctor that normally a woman should consume up to 18 milligrams of iron a day, but when you're
Okay.
pregnant, you need 27
Okay.
milligrams. So I guess this would be the perfect source.
Absolutely.
To fulfill some of
this is 8 ounces, 225 grams. For anybody, actually,
Yeah.
this is a good amount of protein in one
Yeah.
day, because then you can obviously balance it with the Cobb salad, with the chicken as well. So that
Exactly.
also contains the chicken, low fat, but high
Right.
in protein.
Of course.
That's it, well done now. Okay?
Okay.
So that's it, ready to go.
So then basically you could start eating this part of your dish
This part,
and then
but as you
continue the
see,
rest.
just flip that,
Yeah.
and that'll cook while you're eating this bit. So
Okay.
it's very interactive, and you can spend about half an hour sitting, eating and enjoying it. Okay?
That sounds like fun, yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go. Let me try. This looks pretty well done. Amazing.
As you can see, it really locks in that flavor, and that's what it's all about, you know? Without the fat, without
Wow.
it, yeah?
It's
And
so juicy.
And so juicy.
Even though it's well done.
Well done, absolutely. Because you've locked in that fat, the fillet right away.
Chef, I've just tried this amazing steak. I'm gonna go ahead and try the salad that we prepared together just before.
Yeah, as I said, this salad, you can do it in many variations. Loads of flavor, and that's what we're after, texture and flavor.
Delicious. So crunchy, sweet, and vinegary. Sour, which is what I'm craving. Perfect.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Chef David, for showing me how to prepare this. I'm definitely going to come back, bring my friends over here as well.
It's been a pleasure.
We're gonna start
Anytime,
cooking.
you're welcome anytime.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere, because there's more goodness when we come back. Being pregnant for the first time is one of the most beautiful, life-changing experiences filled with joy and excitement. But it can also be quite daunting because your body's going through so many different changes and you're trying to juggle work commitments, social commitments, and on top of everything, trying to stay healthy too. So today I'll share some tips for a smooth pregnancy that I either learned from my own experience or I gathered from close family and friends. My first tip will be to eat a healthy diet. Being pregnant is not an excuse to eat double the amount or indulge in every craving that you have. Unfortunately, that's a myth. It's actually the perfect opportunity to start eating healthy and nutritious foods like vegetables and fruits. It's important to eat smaller meals throughout the day as opposed to having just 1 or 2 big meals. When I leave my house, I make sure I bring along enough healthy snacks so that I never go hungry. I usually bring along nuts, fresh fruits, whole wheat crackers, and dried fruits to keep me going in between meals. Of course, there's nothing wrong with indulging in that sweet treat you've been craving every once in a while. A lot of women stop working out when they hear that they're pregnant, but it's actually quite the opposite. You can continue doing your sports, especially if you were active before you got pregnant. Exercises such as Pilates and yoga will strengthen your core and help you become stronger by the time you deliver your baby. But keep in mind that you need to be cautious about any activity that puts you at risk of losing your balance. Your center of gravity changes as your bump grows, so you're more likely to lose your balance. This means that water skiing, horse riding, snowboarding, gymnastics, or even rock climbing are best put on hold while you're pregnant. My third tip is to chill out every so often and to relax because the stress hormones that your body produces are really unhealthy for your baby. So treat yourself to a spa treatment every so often. However, make sure that you advise your therapist that you're pregnant and make sure that the treatment is safe for pregnancy. I recently found out that some essential oils are not recommended for pregnant women, and after 16 weeks, lying flat on your back isn't recommended either, as the weight of your uterus may press on a major blood vessel, making you feel faint or dizzy. And my last tip is surround yourself with positive people like your family, friends, and especially your husband. Don't be afraid to ask them for some tips and advice or even share your deepest thoughts with them. Also, really try to enjoy some quality time with them because once your bundle of joy arrives in the world, you might initially have less time to hang out spontaneously. I love having massages, as you might know by now. And so I was really relieved when I found out that I can still continue having massages even if I'm pregnant. And of course, I took this opportunity to try out a prenatal massage at the Delamere Day Spa in Jumeirah. What I thought was quite unique about this massage is that I was lying on my side. So when you're pregnant, apparently because of the weight of your stomach, you're not supposed to lie on your back for a very long time. First, I was laying on my right side, and she put a long, sturdy cushion between my legs and my arms just to have some more support as she was putting pressure on my back and starting the massage. She started out with massaging my legs and my arms, and I think the main difference to a regular massage, at least from what I noticed, was that the pressure was a little bit more soft. She wasn't really pressing hard into my muscles, and apparently when I asked the therapist, that was a very important factor of getting a prenatal massage. I've tried lying on my back in the past, but whenever I did, I started to feel a little bit dizzy. So it was really good that I was lying on my side. I thought it would feel a bit unusual or unstable because you're literally balancing on your side as opposed to lying flat on your back. But it turned out to be quite comfortable. I think the cushions really helped. one of the things the therapist asked me was if she was allowed to massage my belly. And of course, there's some women who are quite sensitive in that area and maybe wouldn't want anyone to touch it. But I agreed, and she said that she was going to be really gentle. So she massaged my belly area for maybe around 5 minutes, and it felt very comfortable. I was surprised, but I did feel a little bit protective at first. It was strange. So when the therapist was massaging my back, I asked her to increase the pressure a little bit because I normally love massages that are a little bit more hard as opposed to soft. And she said she can't do that because the lower back is connected to the uterus and your womb. So basically that's a very sensitive area. She was like, if I wanted anything a little bit harder, then it would have to be the shoulders, which is fine for me too, because I do sometimes suffer from upper back pain. I would definitely recommend this massage for first-time moms. You go through quite a lot of changes in your body and you might be stressed out at times because you don't know if you're doing everything right and you're preparing for the arrival of your baby. So I think treating yourself once in a while and pampering yourself and getting a massage can be really good for your well-being. So I definitely recommend it. In my opinion, this is definitely a must try. Just make sure that the therapist is qualified and trained in this type of massage. And then you're all set to go, relax and enjoy the massage. Founded in the 1950s, Missoni is not only known for its wonderful knit creations, it's also one of the few fashion brands that's still a family-run business, with a few generations of the Missonis running the show. In an exclusive press breakfast, I was able to meet the creative director of Missoni, Angela Missoni. She was in Dubai to celebrate the reopening of her flagship store, located in Mall of the Emirates, which is under the Boutique One Group portfolio. Aside from being a successful career woman, Angela prides herself in being a mother and a grandmother too. Here's my chat with Angela, where we talked about fashion and family life. Hi Angela, a very warm welcome to Dubai. How do you like it so far?
Thank you, good morning. I like it. I had a beautiful weekend on the beach and then I'm working yesterday and today. But as much as this is work, it's a good life, I can say.
I know, it's perfect, the weather today, for sure.
Yeah.
You travel a lot around the world. You're very, very busy, so I'm sure you could have compared all the different cities you've been to in terms of fashion. How do you think Dubai is different from, say, Asia or Europe?
Dubai women get really, really fashion conscious, and I realized that in fact also by the fact that many of them are still wearing abayas, and they're wearing abayas, nobody presents looks with an abaya on top, no, like from the European designers. So they have to find themselves their own look. So they have to be very creative, and it's really interesting to see how they mix the European brands with their abaya look. So it really makes me a lot of ideas. Yeah.
Missoni is still a family-run business, and it's really inspiring and beautiful to see how you involve your family and even your kids in the business. Besides fashion, what other activities do you like sharing with each other?
We spend summer together. My kids and my nephews, they grew up together all the summer with their friends.
And Italians are very family-orientated as well, right?
Yes, and we are a close-knit family, as I like to say.
No pun intended. So you're a mother and you're a businesswoman. How do you deal with
I'm a grandmother now.
And a grandmother.
I'm a grandmother
Congratulations.
Now. Yes, thank you.
So how do you deal with, the occasional stress? I'm sure sometimes it's not easy as well. What do you do to relax?
I think I'm lucky because I'm kind of cool as a character, right? So I'm the one that cooled down everybody all the time. When I had to raise my kids, that my work and my home were close by, so I could have my kids in and out, they couldn't be, so that would make it really easy.
if you have one advice or tip that you could share with your kids with regards to fashion, what would it be?
Oh, the one I shared with my daughter. I think if you ask Margarita what is the best counsel your mother ever gave, she said, don't fix your eyebrow. Don't ever fix your eyebrow.
Like you shouldn't pluck it?
Don't pluck it.
Okay.
Keep it till
That's
you're
good.
an age, yes, because you can do disaster. I mean, she really, they both had beautiful eyebrow, right? So, and then the second one that I was giving to my mom and I was giving to my girls, don't ever expose two parts of your body at the same time.
Yeah.
If you are exposing up, don't show your legs. I mean, and if you're showing your arms, I mean, try to keep a balance.
I totally know what you mean. Yeah. So it'll always like stay classy and decent, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's not even a question of being decent. It's a question of an harmony. Yeah.
That's so true. And the plucking, I really agree with you. I remember when I was 15, someone plucked my eyebrows, a makeup artist, and it got so thin and short. And since then, I have this no plucking theory.
Anymore, right?
Just let it grow.
Yeah.
Go crazy. Well, thank you very much for taking the time and being here.
By the way, your eyebrow is really beautiful.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you. Thanks so very much. And enjoy the rest of your time in Dubai. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me today. I particularly enjoyed meeting fashion icon Angela Missoni, and I hope you did too. If you have any comments or suggestions, get in touch with us on our social media pages. I'm Gabriella. Take care and see you next time.